Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you probably the most lore accurate army right now. Uh, they're doing a very good job of keeping things quiet. You know, there was a Grotmist detachment that a lot of us was worried about, and yeah, nothing's been happening with it. And I guess it's time to admit defeat about Warpbane Task Force, which is funny because it's like still good, but I haven't seen much happen with it. Like going over here, um, there's one first place, and that's not to diminish anybody else's results with it, but it's just like, huh. A lot of us were worried about this, and now mind you, there's not a lot of data here because this last was updated 219, but of that 11 players, about 9% of them had a 4-0 start out of 51 games. That's not too bad. So, I'm going to do the thing where I'm going to yell about a thing that I don't really know about because I don't play Larming. I do have a hunch that Warpbane Task Force is suffering from a little bit of Solar Spearhead backslash Flyblown Host. You might have heard me say this before, but I think it might be a build thing where you can get over the edge if you stop doing the same thing that isn't over the edge repeatedly. And what is that for Warpbane Task Force? Well, uh, I think it's Dread Knights. I can't really figure out the attachment to Dread Knights in this detachment because, mind you, I do understand each time a model in a Green Knights unit from your army makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. If it is a Purifier squad or wholly within your army's Hollow Ground, which is also 6 inches around Purifier squad, you can reroll the entire hit roll instead. That's pretty good. And that doesn't say just infantry, that doesn't say only Purifiers. Outside of it, no matter what you're using out of Grey Knights specifically, like not allies, you're getting reroll hit rolls of 1. So that's not too bad. But then coming down to the stratagems, this is the thing that you lose me, right? You lose me. Uh, 4 of the strats say Grey Knights. Let's make that geriatric. Uh, Grey Knights infantry, right? So I can't really understand, and mind you, this one specifically says Purifier Squad, so 5 that are infantry units, 5 stratagems. I can't figure out for the life of me why there's so much Dread Knight spam in the builds. Like, I mean, okay, I do get it. You like your Dread Knights, they're an okay enough data sheet. Nemesis Dread Knight, advanced fallback, shoot and charge. 210 points. That's not too bad. That's not too bad for what you get, right? It's funny enough, speaking of walkers and kind of speaking about Solar Spearhead, the most I think I've ever talked about Grey Knights on this channel outside of one other video was that Custodes video, was a Custodes video, I should say. So that's pretty funny. And the fact that, yeah, they probably should be compared more with what their saves are. Weapon skill, maybe. Maybe. But, coming back to the topic at hand, Grey Knights, you all love your walkers. You all love your Dread Knights. I get it. This and the Grandmaster Dread Knight, Grandmaster, and Nemesis Dread Knight. Goodness. Okay enough. But 5 out of the 6 stratagems, goodness, it's affecting me. We're done. We're cooked. Um, is asking you for infantry, and then this is another unit that I did want to quickly go over. I'm surprised I haven't seen more Razorbacks, because with fire support, in your shooting phase after this model has shot, select one enemy unit that scored one or more hits against this phase. Until the end of the phase, each time a friendly model that disembarks from this transport this turn makes an attack that targets that enemy unit, you can reroll the wound roll. 85 points, you can put 6 Grey Knights infantry in there. So you get reroll the hits of 1, reroll wound rolls, full rerolls to hit if it's within your hollowed ground, which is, again, 6 inches around Purifier Squad, or, the whole control objective shenanigan. So, it's interesting. We haven't seen less of this and more of this. If you're not looking at the screen because you're like painting or something, good luck. And also, uh, less Dread Knights, more Razorbacks, probably. But going into some of the infantry, Purifier squads, +1 to hit if this unit is below its starting, and +1 to wound if below half. You need them anyway? Probably bring them. Paladin squads, interesting one. Each time an attack targets this unit, if the strength is greater than the toughness, -1 to wound. 215 points per 5. Well, actually, 4 5, and then 450 for 10. So, that's another thing, right? That's expensive as hell. So, I could understand if you don't bring a Paladin squad when you can bring a Nemesis Dread Knight. However, yeah, actually, there's no however, because there's a stratagem for 6-inch Deep Strike, and it says, but don't do it with Terminators. So, yeah, can't give them that either. It's just interesting that Purifier squads and Paladin squads aren't there more en masse for one being core rule, and two, well, the second one being essentially a brick that has other play because we're talking about infantry. Then you have interceptors. Excuse me. In your shooting phase after this unit has shot, shoot and scoot. Probably like that. 130 points for 5 models with a decent shoot and scoot that can reroll once to hit. Yeah. These are your. This is fine. This is fine. As fly, infantry, grenades, probably fine. And the last one I kind of want to talk about was the Purgation Squad. In your shooting phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in this unit have the indirect fire ability, provided the target of that weapon is visible to one or more other friendly Grey Knight Psyker units. 120 points for 5 models. Can be led by Brotherhood champions. Yeah, I thought we were going to see a lot more shenanigans with indirect fire, of all things, but apparently we haven't. Apparently we haven't. So this is more so hey Grey Knights, how are you doing? What's going on? We were all terrified of this, and contrary to where I was like, guys, Star Shatter will be okay. I think it'll be fine. I didn't see too many people from the other side of Warpbane Task Force going, I promise it'll be just fine. So if you have any insight, please let me and everybody else that sees this video know down below what's going on with Warpbane Task Force and why it isn't isn't going the distance. It's going like close to the distance, but why hasn't it been beating all of our ass the way that it probably feels like it should? But yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.